Well, all right. So I see a lot of people saying that vacations are awesome and they're amazing, and I'm actually going on one here in a few days. I really don't like them. You know, family vacations are a big part of life for most people. Most people seem to enjoy them. I, on the other hand, think they're highly overrated. So I'm going to go through 10 reasons why I think they are overrated. Number one, time to pack. I mean, you really got to plan like a week in advance and pack everything a week in advance. And, oh, what do I got to pack? You know, food, toiletries, clothing, and all these other things. I mean, it's a hassle to pack. It takes forever to pack your clothes. Then when you get there to unpack everything, then you got to pack everything up to go home. And then once you get home, you got to unpack. So you're really packing 4 separate times. It's a hassle. Number two, you got to worry about your dogs or any other animals. I mean, I think most people, or probably like half the people living in America, probably have a dog at least. So when you go on vacation, most times you can't take your dog there. So you got to pay a shit ton of money to pay most times to pay to some bird just ran into my window, by the way. Scared the shit out of me. But anyway, you got to pay. You usually got to pay somebody to take care of your dogs or inconvenience somebody to take care of your dogs. Number three, money. I mean, vacations cost thousands of dollars in most cases. So and I think it's a waste of money because you could spend those thousands of dollars over the course of more than just a week or a few days and get a better experience out of it, or just put it in the bank and save that money. Number four, you got to take time off work, which, again, you're losing money there. You got to take time off. I mean, unless you're getting paid vacation. So, I mean, I'm in college, so I'm not getting fucking paid vacation yet. You can forget about that. But you're taking time off work. I really don't like to take time off work. I mean, I know a lot of people like to get time off work, but I like to work. I like to be productive. I like to make money. I don't like to sit on my ass all day and do nothing. Number five. You know, usually you go on vacation, you don't really get any privacy. I mean, I like to have my own room. I like to have some alone time. But when you're on vacation, you're usually around a shit ton of people. You know, a lot of times you're sleeping in the same bed with somebody. No thanks. I want to be in my own room and not be bothered by anybody else. Number six, you got to compromise, and you don't do the things you want to do. So when you go on vacation, you do a bunch of stuff as a group. Usually, a lot of that stuff you might not want to do. When you're at home, you could really choose the things you want to do with your life. I mean, obviously, you still do some things as a family when you're at home. But I think when you're on vacation, you kind of tend to do more things as a group. Number seven, traveling. Traveling is so terrible. Whether it's flying a plane, you got to go through security. You know, get sexually assaulted by a TSA member. I've had that happen to me before. You know, flying on a tube. It's pretty much a tube in the air with hundreds of people on board. That's terrible, especially as somebody who's 6'3". I hate to be crammed in a seat or driving, you know, for hours on hours. I mean, I've driven to South Carolina multiple times before from Michigan. Terrible fucking drive. So traveling is horrible. Number eight, a lot of places don't have Wi-Fi. I think this is a problem that happened like a few years ago. But now as we're getting more modern as a society, more places are probably having Wi-Fi. But I like having Wi-Fi. You know, a lot of people say, oh, you don't need a phone, whatever. And I agree with that to an extent. But it's nice to have a phone. It's nice to have Wi-Fi. Because it's just, you get bored, especially at night, you know, when there's not that much to do, you get bored, and it's nice to go on your phone and look, and not everything you do on your phone is unproductive. I mean, you can do productive things on a phone or a computer. You can learn things by, you know, going on a phone or a computer. So I like to have Wi-Fi for those times that I'm bored. Like I went to Mexico a few years ago, and I didn't really like it, and they had no Wi-Fi there. So and there was nothing to do at night. They had no TV channels. All they had was Mexican channels, and it wasn't fun at all. Number 9, and again, back to the Mexico thing. A lot of people like to travel out of country. I hate it. I feel so vulnerable when I go outside the country. Because when I'm in America, you know, you got your rights. You're an American citizen. Everything's good. You don't have to worry about some police officer harassing you for no reason. But when you, like, I've been to Mexico. I've been to the Virgin Islands. And I don't feel comfortable there. I don't feel comfortable when I'm sitting at the beach in Cancun and there's 3 military officers walking down the beach holding machine guns. It doesn't make me feel comfortable. I don't want to vacation in a place like that. I don't feel comfortable when I'm in the Virgin Islands driving a taxi through the ghettos in an open taxi car that doesn't even have a fucking roof on it. I mean, it's just, when I go to places that are out of the country, like Cancun, you know, they got the drug cartels. I don't feel comfortable there. I don't want a vacation there. I want to stay home where I'm safe, or at least I feel safe. And number 10, food. A lot of times when you're on vacation, you can't just go to a Kroger in Cancun. You can't go to a Kroger. I love going to Kroger. You know, I'm hungry, I go to Kroger. I also like to eat healthy too. That's another thing that's kind of an inconvenience on vacation. So you can't just go out and go to a Kroger and get some food. You just can't do that most of the time. Or if you do, it's like 10 times more expensive if you're in like a small town or something like that. Or the selection's not as wide. So to summarize, I don't like vacations. They're expensive. I mean, they cost so much money. They're an inconvenience with the traveling and the packing and the unpacking and got to take time off work. They take me out of my comfort zone. I like where I live. You know, it's a simple life. I do like 5 things a day, like every day. I work. You know, I go to school, not now since it's summer, but I go to school. I shoot baskets in my backyard. I do YouTube videos. I get some exercise. And I eat. I eat food. And I read my book. I mean, I do like 5 to 7 things consistently every day. And I don't really change that up that often. I mean, I really do the same things every fucking day. But when I go on vacation, those things are thrown out of whack. I really can't do my normal routine. I'm around, you know, family members like cousins or uncles or aunts that I really don't like that much. I mean, I know we're all supposed to enjoy our family members, and to an extent I like them, but I don't want to be around them for a straight week. It's just not fun. I mean, I don't really like being around people that much in general. I like my alone time. I like my quiet time. Like, it's nice seeing my family every once in a while. I will not disagree with that, but I don't like being around them all the time. So yeah, that's pretty much it. I'm not a big fan of vacations. That's just my personal opinion. I would rather just stay in my own house and do my own thing without being bothered by other people. The one thing I do like about the vacation I'm about to go on, though, is I do get to do a little bit of golfing. So I only get to golf like once a year, so therefore I'm not too good at it, but I get to golf. At least that's a good thing, right? So there you go, people. There's my thoughts on that.